This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Rental pressure. The burden of high rent is worse in Nova Scotia than in any other province.
Dumping day. Lobster fishermen raise safety concerns at the start of a new season.
And babies in need. Demand soars at the Halifax Diaper Bank 3 months after it launches.
Our latest low departs, and so some quiet weather for Tuesday, but not for long before our next system rolls in on Wednesday. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. A new analysis of Canadian housing markets finds it is harder to pay rent in Nova Scotia than in any other province.
This in spite of plenty of new construction and an uptick in the vacancy rate. The CBC's Taryn Grant reports.
With new buildings going up across Nova Scotia, you might think the crunch on housing is easing, but it remains stubbornly expensive to be a renter in this province. Analysts with a Halifax real estate firm say it's harder to pay rent here than anywhere else in Canada.
Nova Scotia leads in rent pressure. We all know rents have been growing more than income has over the last few quarters.
Rent affordability is one of the variables used to assign scores to each province in a new housing pressure index. A high score means a housing market is under a lot of strain and residents are feeling it.
The index was something that gave a whole picture of the entire market, just not one particular indicator. So you have rent, you have ownership costs, you have a discussion of the supply pressures, and also, a look at demand.
Nova Scotia is worst when it comes to rent pressure, but it doesn't have the highest overall score. The analysis from Turner Drake for the third quarter of 2025 puts Nova Scotia third, behind Ontario and British Columbia. Nova Scotia Housing Minister John White would not do an interview. His department says the findings are of no surprise, and it says that's why it's been working to increase supply. But not everyone thinks that approach will be the silver bullet.
There's been such a focus on supply lately that we really see that the numbers have gone up. We are building more units. There's more units being completed in most of our cities. Definitely in Halifax, we're seeing that increase in completions. But we're still hearing from people that they can't find housing.
Thomas prescribes a greater focus on nonprofit, cooperative, and public housing.
These other provinces that have lower scores, notably Quebec and to some extent Newfoundland, Labrador, Saskatchewan, are places where they have accepted that, the non-market housing has to play a bigger role.
The provincial government is working with some nonprofits, and it has committed to build some additional public housing. Thomas says it could take years before that makes a dent in the affordability problem. Taryn Grant, CBC News, Halifax.
One person is dead after a fire in Sydney Mines. Cape Breton Regional Police say an apartment complex on Main Street became engulfed in flames on Saturday night. When the fire was put out, a body was found inside. The fire is being treated as suspicious. An investigation is now underway.
A 34-year-old woman is in hospital with life-threatening injuries after being hit by a garbage truck early this morning in Halifax. Police say the incident happened in the 200 block of Lacewood Drive around 5:30 a.m. That's near the Clayton Park Shopping Plaza. That was closed for most of the morning. Police say their investigation is ongoing and in the early stages.
It is the day commercial lobster fishermen in southwest Nova Scotia have been waiting for. The lobster season has officially kicked off with the annual dumping day. Crews took to the sea before the crack of dawn, including in Yarmouth, as well-wishers sent them on their way. The CBC's Brett Ruskin has more.
Today is dumping day here in southwestern Nova Scotia, from Halifax along the South Shore all the way around Shelburne, Yarmouth, up to Digby. This is the start of lobster season for this part of the Maritimes. It is the most lucrative lobster fishery in the entire country, with around 1,450 boats leaving early this morning, packing up their boats, getting everything ready, stacking those traps high, getting them ready to go out and dump in their favorite fishing spots.
You go out with hundreds of traps on your boat, you're top heavy, and you want to get out there and get your favorite fishing place, which is, typically you've learned through many years of experience where you want to fish.
The biggest customer is still the United States, but one of the growing customers of the last few years has been Asian markets like the Chinese market. However, this year an additional challenge with some new tariffs being imposed by the Chinese government. These are retaliatory tariffs on Canadian seafood as well as other Canadian products brought in response to the Canadian government's tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles coming to Canada.
Our exports are down by about 50% to China. Canadian lobster is priced much more aggressively because of the tariffs. Our competitors have been able to come in from other lobster producing areas and take some of our market. So we have to work harder to get that back.
So some challenges there in terms of customers for this product, but there is still lots of demand for this key part of the Nova Scotia economy, especially for this part of the province, how important and integral it is to the overall economy here. And so again, dumping day happens today. The most lucrative lobster fishery in the country now underway for another year. Brett Ruskin, CBC News, Gunning Cove, Nova Scotia.
In the days leading up to dumping day, and as crews waited to untie early this morning and head out to set their traps, some fishermen are looking for fresh approaches to make sure opening day gets off to a safer start. Michael Gorman explains.
There's lots on the minds of fishermen in southwest Nova Scotia as they prepare for the launch of another season. For this veteran captain, one of those things is a safer approach to dumping day. In southwest Nova, boats must remain tied up until the moment the season officially opens. Kevin Doan says that creates potential problems, such as boats bumping into one another or rubbing the ocean floor at low water levels as they try to leave the wharf laden with traps and gear.
Most of these boats have to back up. We have to go ahead, back up. We have to watch the boats alongside of us because we're tied 3 abreast. I can't see what's going on next to me or behind me. So it creates a big problem.
Although people can apply for individual permits to move away from the wharf early depending on water levels, Doan would like to see everyone be able to queue up in a designated area away from the wharf. That's what happens for lobster fishermen in southwest New Brunswick.
But I think for safety reasons, we deserve the chance to prove that we can do this.
A statement from DFO says different water levels and vessel traffic require different approaches to opening day protocols. It says almost half the ports in New Brunswick are low water ports, which can make wharf departures difficult. And it notes that there are more than 5 times the number of licenses in southwest Nova Scotia compared to southwest New Brunswick. But this industry rep fails to see the distinction. He says with even more boats leaving wharfs in southwest Nova, often located close together, it makes sense to use a more orderly approach that can just as easily be monitored.
With drones, with vessels, with airplanes and helicopters, it's a big government. They got lots of equipment. These captains here are trying to get these vessels to sea safely to set that gear.
Doan remains hopeful the DFO might be willing to discuss a change for a future dumping day. In the meantime, he and colleagues hope for a safe start to their season. Michael Gorman, CBC News, Ingomar.
And of course, all eyes on the weather forecast around dumping day for sure.
Absolutely. So some flurries, some showers, but thankfully those big winds didn't occur, right?
Yeah, that's right. Light winds today, great, favorable for folks heading out. And tomorrow the winds up a little bit. Southwest winds, 20 gusting 30 to 40. That's going to be ushering in some mild temperatures. We'll be around 5 for Cape Breton, but the mainland will be ranging between 6 to 9 degrees, so quite mild for this time of year. And then as we look at Wednesday, we've got, temperatures in the 8 to 12 range, so even milder, and some wet weather, and the winds up again on Wednesday, gusting 40, even 50 just offshore. So fishermen will have to keep that in mind. Here's how it's going to play out. So we've got some increase in clouds on Tuesday, but a quiet day overall. Here comes that next system, which is going to be tracking in Wednesday morning. And this looks like kind of a light rain event throughout the day. Some drizzle as well. And then as we roll into Thursday, we've got lingering showers and the wind's still a bit breezy. So today was the lightest wind day, so fishermen certainly will be navigating that for the rest of the week.
Right. For sure. Okay, thanks so much, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Well, family support organizations in Nova Scotia say demand for diapers has soared in the last few years. The need inspired one Halifax woman to start the Halifax Diaper Bank 3 months ago. And in that short time, she's received hundreds of requests for help. Carolyn Ray has the story.
Floor to ceiling, stuffing every corner of the room. The new Halifax Diaper Bank has handed out several thousand diapers in less than 3 months, and the need is growing. But this isn't a big organization or even a registered charity. It's all run out of Lydia O'Regan's bedroom.
Are you eventually just going to fill this room and end up on the couch? Like, how is that going to work?
Laughing aside, there's a serious need. O'Regan takes requests through the Halifax Diaper Bank's Facebook page. She thought she'd get a few a week. She's averaging 5 a day.
So they're making decisions between basic necessities, toys for Christmas, food, rent, gas, and diapers for their children. I delivered to a lady last week whose child was running around the house naked, and she said, "Oh, thank God I found your page. I didn't know what I was going to do."
It's been a while since Statistics Canada released a report on the cost of diapers, but we do know that in the last 2 years, the cost of baby formula has gone up by 30%. So when parents go shopping, this is sometimes what gets left behind.
Many of those asking for help don't have transportation. O'Regan has now set up a network through the city, enlisting friends and family to help with the drop-offs and donation pickups.
Lydia is doing so much with the diaper bank, so any little bit that we can help with, we're all hands on deck when we can.
This pile of diapers is going to refugee families from Syria, Ukraine, and parts of Africa. Their reactions are what keep the team going.
She was crying when she saw the big box that I brought to her.
And it needs to be said, O'Regan has a full-time job and a 2-year-old son. She often finds herself driving through the city in the evenings after he goes to bed, giving up her free time and paying for gas out of pocket.
I understand the need. It's, sometimes it's urgent. So I always take that into consideration, and I know that I'm making a big difference for them.
Well, it's far more work than O'Regan ever expected. She says she has no plans to stop. She says she'll keep accepting donations and making sure they get to families as long as the need is there. Carolyn Ray, CBC News, Halifax.
The federal government's gun buyback program will be rolled out across Canada despite a report from a pilot in Cape Breton that shows low turnout. The pilot began October 1st in CBRM with the goal, the federal government said, of collecting an initial 200 assault-style firearms. Official results from the buyback program are not yet available, but the chair of the Cape Breton Regional Municipalities Police Commission said last week he's heard police have bought back just 22 outlawed firearms, far short of Ottawa's target.
Yogurt brand Yoplait is issuing a recall. The company says it is making the move due to fears that pieces of plastic may be in some products sold in Canada. The affected products include all flavors of the company's 200 milliliter Yop drinkable yogurt. According to the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, impacted products have been, or best before dates rather, from October 21st of 2025 to January 12th of 2026. And Health Canada says if you have those products, don't consume them.
University students involved in debate clubs say communicating with people they disagree with has helped them navigate the polarized times we're living in.
Josh Hoffman was at a national debating tournament this past weekend in Halifax to learn more.
Everybody has their own politics.
Students on university debate teams are learning valuable lessons about how to have conversations in real life with people they may not see eye to eye with. The 2025 Canadian Universities Debate Championships took place at Dalhousie University. More than 170 students from schools across the country took part, disputing a wide variety of topics with each other. And the skills they're picking up here are preparing them for the divisive times we find ourselves in.
I think in general appealing to some form of common value or like finding common ground with someone, right? Like you might not agree on how to solve a housing crisis or something if you're arguing with your uncle about politics. Well, you probably do agree that people should have houses, and finding that common ground and then building from there is very useful.
Participants say listening is actually an important part of debating, and being able to engage with what the other person is saying to you.
I like to use the metaphor of like ping pong. Like when you're playing ping pong, when you're playing tennis, you don't just whack the balls across the table. You're going back and forth. So you want to make sure that your points are going back and forth between the two teams.
However, for some of these students, they say the biggest lesson they've taken away from being on a debate team is sometimes knowing when not to pick an argument. Josh Hoffman, CBC News, Halifax.
Here's a shot from earlier this evening. Quite
spectacular,
pretty.
isn't it?
Ryan's up next with the full weather forecast.
This weather update is brought to you in part by Atlantic Lottery's iGames. Play hundreds of games on the Atlantic Lottery app or at alc.ca.
All right, time to dig into that weather forecast a little deeper. And yeah, nice to hear there's a clear out on the way.
Yes, a short one, right?
Yeah, that's right. Tomorrow, nice and calm. Not so much the rest of the week as things are going to turn a little unsettled with some wet weather moving back in. And of course, this morning, some snow-covered roads up towards the valley and northern areas of the province. Have a look at our low temperatures this morning, where we were right near the freezing mark in through the metro area, cold enough for some flakes to be flying in many areas. Down towards Clark's Harbor, you can see at 3 degrees. That's the Back Row Point station. And you can see -3 Sheet Harbor towards Antigonish. And yeah, your afternoon high temperatures there. You can see the temps were in those mid-single digits for most. Temperatures out there right now, still kind of riding right near that freezing mark, 5 at Canso. 5 in Yarmouth and Westport, and it's also 7 degrees at Sable Island. That's our hot spot, which it's been so often this time of year. Current winds. Yeah, thankfully for dumping day, winds were relatively light this morning. You can see the winds up a little bit here and through the southwest from the north. You can see gusting to just shy of 50 kilometers per hour there out at the Digby Neck. Now, as we look at the shower and flurry activity, it's been clearing away. We just had that beautiful shot from earlier. That back edge of that cloud cleared, and it was a beautiful sunset in through central areas of the province. And yeah, those showers and flurries will continue to move out as this low moves off into the north. And we're looking at this area of high pressure moving in, calming things down a little bit. And then this frontal boundary is going to be moving through, and that's what will bring us the wet weather, primarily from this low, the driving force. And there's a weak little low here bringing some snow across southern Alberta today. The airport in Calgary shut down for a little while this afternoon as they were trying to clear the runway. That's now snow pushing in through southern Saskatchewan and into Manitoba next. Now, as we look at the forecast for tonight, we're going to be dropping into the -2 to -7 range for most. It'll be closer to the freezing mark in and around Cape Breton. And we are looking at temperatures likely remaining right around the freezing mark or just above for the Tri-County area for tonight. Let's walk you through the timeline. And there's that shower activity moving out by Tuesday. Lots of sunshine early in the day. That frosty start. Chance for a flurry lingering even into tomorrow morning for Inverness County. Note those temperatures already bumping up for Digby, Yarmouth, and Shelburne. And there goes that flurry action moving out of Cape Breton for you folks. Note tomorrow morning, lots of sunshine even by late morning, and then that cloud deck will build in from west to east throughout the day. And we are going to be looking at the clouds remaining pretty thick by the time the sun sets for most of the mainland, although it looks like Cape Breton, the clouds will build in for tomorrow evening primarily. Shadowcamp, Ingonish, Inverness, Victoria counties, that chance for a flurry tomorrow morning. And then looking at a pretty pleasant afternoon. Temperatures right near 5 to 6 degrees, 5 or 6 in through eastern parts of the mainland as well, with this increasing cloud a little bit earlier for central areas. Temperatures ranging between 6 and 8 degrees here. Note those winds gusting from the southwest, 30 to 40 kilometers per hour for tomorrow, and we're in the 7 to 9 degree range for western areas. There's the wet weather coming in on Wednesday. Winds from the southwest gusting 40, maybe 50 in along parts of the coast and offshore. So fishermen will be having to navigate that as well as the wet weather. And it does look fairly wet, especially offshore on Wednesday, more so into the afternoon and evening as this pulse of moisture comes through. And this is kind of on a big upper level low. So we've got a series of smaller surface area lows that are moving through, one with that round. This is the secondary shot that's a little bit more substantial for New Brunswick and really just bringing some showers for Nova Scotia on Thursday and maybe even a little bit of sun as that system does track through. Rainfall totals through Thursday, we're looking at kind of a widespread 10 to 20 millimeters Cape Breton and along the Atlantic coastline. Looks like closer to 5 to 15 millimeters for northern areas of the province. So a nice shot indeed. And we'll continue to see, as I said, those showers on Thursday. Note those temperatures really mild Thursday. We're falling certainly back closer to seasonal with showers and a few flakes on Friday. Just a chance for flurries in the east on Saturday. And notably, those temperatures on the weekend looking a little on the brisk side.
Yeah, we noticed
Bundle
that.
up, that's for sure.
Okay, thanks so much, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, Christmas is about a month away, and some groups in the Maritimes that help families over the holidays say they're already busy.
That's because more and more people are looking for support. Sheehan Desjardins reports.
Marianne Alberta is already setting food aside for people who need it this Christmas. She says more families are asking for help.
We used to do Christmas breakfast and Christmas dinner, but our demand has grown so greatly that we just focusing on Christmas dinner so everyone can have a Christmas dinner.
Her group is busier than ever, and the Christmas food hampers need to be ready.
Demand is steadily increasing. The first year we did them, we did about 20, and we're looking at 150 to 160 this year. As grocery prices haven't stabilized, they just keep rising. Everyone's feeling the pinch. It's the rising cost of living, the cost of putting gas in your car, the cost of heating your home.
Last year, they gave away around 120 boxes. She says so far, more than 100 people have already signed up to get one, and registration is still open for a couple of weeks. It's a similar situation with holiday hampers in West Prince.
Last year, we were up between 7 and 9%, not up a great deal, but up. And so this year, we're looking, from what we hear from the various food banks, that the need is great. So we're looking at 475.
That's more than ever, too. But she says the generosity of Islanders is helping them keep up. Jillian O'Halloran agrees. She is helping organize a free toy market here on the weekend and says people started donating in the spring.
We were honestly blown away last year. I think we got rid of all of our market items at around 1 o'clock. We really only had a 2-hour market last year. So this year we wanted to go bigger and better than ever.
The South Shore Food Share says the earlier people in this area register, the better volunteers can prepare. And regardless of how big that number gets, the team is determined to find enough donations so no one gets turned away. Chien Desjardins, CBC News, Crapo.
Coming up, demolition work is underway at a former Halifax church to make way for more affordable housing in the city. This is what remains of the former St. Teresa's Church in Halifax. Demolition has been underway since earlier this fall with an eye on affordable housing in the future. I'm here with project lead John Stevens. So talk to me about the decision to bring this church down. Why did it have to happen?
Yeah, unfortunately, this church was a confluence of factors that kind of brought it to its final decision. It's been part of an amalgamated parish since 2020, where they had 4 churches. They needed to decide what to do with some of them. Then things started to speed up when some interior air quality issues happened early in 2024, mold in the building, in the basement, high concentrations, and so for public safety, they stopped having masses here. Then as they started to do more facility conditions, the interior, to fix it up was a bit of an issue because of asbestos and other hazardous materials used in construction. And then the exterior, if you'd seen it, you'd have seen a number of pins as the stonework started to fall away from the holding wall that was on it. All that added up to be an astronomical amount to try and get it back up to shape.
Were you able to save any of it?
Pieces were saved for sure. The altar, the baptismal font, the ambo, the tabernacle, they've all been moved to other churches. Some statues, a lot of interior stuff was taken before the demolition was happening. Some pews have been redistributed as much as we could. Yeah.
Well, how did the idea of affordable housing come to be?
Affordable housing has been a priority for the diocese for quite some time now. I think Archbishop Dunn announced that as a priority in 2021. We've operated some crisis emergency shelters, in fact 2 on this site, and then we just noticed while working with those who are unhoused, there was no place to go. Like even if they had jobs, even if they had assistance, there was a missing middle in the market, a non-market rate housing that was missing, and we thought, well, we have an opportunity here where we have some property and some ability to try and do something different.
And where do you stand in the process right now?
The process is going along pretty smoothly. We have a design about 50% complete. We imagine the 100% design will be done later this year. Then we have to go through the planning application with the city, which can take as much as a year, sometimes longer. Then it really depends on funding from there, from the federal government, the provincial government, and all the partners that we're going to need to build it.
And what would it look like?
We have some renderings, but ultimately it'll be 6 floors. It won't stand much higher than the church does right now. It'll have 34 units, 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom units, 7 to 9 accessible units, designed for a variety of diversity of families, seniors, and those who, kind of need it. When you go into the market, you find newcomers staying in 2-bedroom apartments with 6-person families. So we're trying to do something that's really missing from what's happening in Halifax right now.
And once it is up and running, what would the role of the Archdiocese be?
The Archdiocese will continue to own the property. We'll probably work with a third party to manage it so that the day-to-day rental, landlording, property management will be done by a professional. And we'll maintain ownership, and that's for our own decision to be able to maintain affordability over a long period of time.
Do you see potentially other churches going down a similar path?
I hope different community organizations, not just churches, kind of move in this direction. What we notice in Europe and other places, I was at a housing symposium recently, non-market community housing, when it's like around 20% of the market, actually has pressure on rents to keep them stable and good and affordable. In Halifax, it's less than 2% of the market right now. And so anything we can do to move that section is very good and kind of takes some pressure off. I think you guys on CBC had an article today talking about how Halifax has the most pressure on affordability and apartment rents in the country.
But do you see other churches possibly being in the Archdiocese being changed, or do you see this as a one-off?
It's hard to say. Most of our churches now, we've gone through some different amalgamations and closures, so it would really depend on what would come available for properties. But if there wasn't availability and this worked out, if the modeling, proves to be correct, then it's worth doing and worth trying.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, happy to help. Have a great day.
Coming up, despite a ceasefire, Israel launches an airstrike on Lebanon's capital, killing a top Hezbollah official.
And officials say peace talks between the U.S. and Ukraine were productive, but there's no indication that a deal is close. Welcome back. Prime Minister Mark Carney has come under fire for comments he recently made about trade talks with the U.S.
When asked by reporters over the weekend when he had last spoken to Donald Trump, he replied, "Who cares?" Marina von Stackelberg tells us about the fallout.
The Honourable Leader of the Conservatives are hammering the Liberals about an answer Mark Carney gave after he was asked when was the last time he spoke with Donald Trump.
It's the Prime Minister who said, "Who cares?" when he was asked just over the weekend about the failure to keep his promises on trade.
Mr. Speaker, the Leader of the Opposition knows very well that our government was elected to defend Canadian workers and the Canadian economy.
Good morning, Prime Minister. Reporters regularly ask Carney when he has last spoken to the U.S. president, since the Prime Minister's office doesn't always disclose it. This time, his answer was pointed.
Who cares? I mean, it's a detail. It's a detail. I spoke to him. I'll speak to him again when it matters.
Carney says he's been busy passing his government's first budget and launching new trade agreements.
I don't have a burning issue to speak with the president about right now. When America wants to come back and have the discussions on the trade side, we will have those discussions.
It's now been more than a month since Trump called off trade talks after Ontario ran an anti-tariff ad in the United States. Since then, the pair have not had any official meetings.
He appeared a little dismissive of the United States and the impact of the tariffs on Canadians. And I think, obviously, that wasn't optimal. And we just have to hope that it doesn't, in fact, continue to deteriorate the relationship.
The Prime Minister's office now says Carney is considering a trip to Washington next week to attend the World Cup draw, which Canada is co-hosting next year with the U.S. and Mexico. But so far, there's no indication that Carney plans to meet with Trump. Marina von Stackelberg, CBC News, Ottawa.
A U.S. federal judge has ordered the criminal charges against former FBI Director James Comey to be dropped. The ruling was made on the grounds that the prosecutor who secured the indictments has been lawfully appointed to the role. It is a major blow for U.S. President Donald Trump and his effort to take action against his perceived enemies. And it wasn't the only case dismissed. Katie Nicholson has the details from Washington.
Judge Cameron McGowan Curry tossed out the cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York's Attorney General Letitia James because of who brought the cases against them, Lindsay Halligan, who Curry noted is a former White House aide with no prior prosecutorial experience. Curry concluded that Halligan, who the Trump administration hastily named the interim U.S. attorney in September, had no lawful authority to present the indictment against the former FBI director and the New York Attorney General. Halligan is a former Florida real estate insurance lawyer. She brought charges against Comey and James after her predecessor, Eric Siebert, had declined, reportedly because the case was weak. Judge Curry has essentially said here that because Halligan was not properly appointed, her actions were unlawful. Letitia James said she was heartened by the decision, while James Comey posted a statement on Instagram.
I'm grateful that the court ended the case against me, which was a prosecution based on malevolence and incompetence, and a reflection of what the Department of Justice has become under Donald Trump, which is heartbreaking. But I was also inspired by the example of the career people who refused to be part of this travesty. It cost some of them their jobs.
The White House says it intends to appeal the decisions.
I know there was a judge who is clearly trying to shield Letitia James and James Comey from receiving accountability, and that's why they took this unprecedented action to throw away the indictments against these two individuals. But the Department of Justice will be appealing very soon, and it is our position that Lindsay Halligan is extremely qualified for this position, but more importantly, was legally appointed to it.
Both Comey and James were charged after U.S. President Donald Trump implored the Department of Justice on social media to take action on investigations into his perceived enemies earlier this fall. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Washington.
Several more days of difficult diplomacy lie ahead for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Ukraine and its European allies have been trying to hash out changes to a U.S.-led peace deal, an agreement many say favors Moscow, and that Donald Trump wants signed by Thursday. Briar Stewart reports.
In the northeastern Ukrainian city of Kharkiv, peace feels a long way off. At least 4 people were killed in a Russian attack overnight. Despite a flurry of talks, nothing has changed for those living here. We hope, of course, the negotiations will work out, said Volodymyr Kravtsov. Should we wait for us all to be killed?
Let's get back to work.
Officials said weekend talks between the U.S. and Ukraine were extremely productive, but there's no indication that a deal is close.
And it is crucial to support the principles on which Europe stands, that borders cannot be changed by force.
But a 28-point plan leaked last week, drafted by the U.S. and backed by Russia, proposed just that, turning over Ukrainian territory to Moscow. Europe, sidelined by the proposal, introduced its own.
Everybody is absolutely focused on what we need to get out of this, and that is a just and lasting peace.
Its pitch reportedly includes halting fighting along the front. The Kremlin has already rejected it. In a post on social media, U.S. President Donald Trump wrote, "Something good just may be happening," in reference to the peace talks. The Thursday deadline to agree to a deal seems to have softened.
This may be a temporary reprieve.
But this Russia expert said it's clear the U.S. wants a quick deal.
The direction of travel of U.S. policy has been absolutely consistent. That is reducing support for Ukraine and reducing support for European security as a whole.
There are reports that the talks between the U.S. and Ukraine didn't deal with some of the most contentious issues, like just who will control what land. It's a sign, experts say, of just how irreconcilable the war is. Briar Stewart, CBC News, London.
In Nigeria, authorities have ordered schools in several states to shut down, and military-led rescue efforts are underway across the country. It comes after 2 separate mass abductions of students by armed men in a week. They're the latest in a series of school kidnappings to rock the country. And as Chris Brown reports, many are now blaming the Nigerian government for not doing enough to stop them.
Empty dorms and desks at the St. Mary's Catholic School in northern Nigeria attest to the horrendous and heartbreaking mass abduction of dozens of children. Distraught parents came looking, but found no one.
I'm here searching and looking whether I will see any child that I returned, but I've not seen any child.
Other parents said dozens of motorcycle-riding gunmen swooped in and took as many as 300 students, while 50 managed to escape. It's still the worst mass kidnapping in years. Harkening back to the 2014 abduction of hundreds of schoolgirls by the extremist group Boko Haram. If anything, London-based Nigerian human rights lawyer Ulama Bukardi says the situation may be even worse now.
I can't remember any time when there were 3 mass kidnappings within a week.
A week ago, 25 students in central Nigeria were kidnapped, as were dozens of parishioners at a church that was attacked. Ransom appears to have been the motive in at least one of the cases, with criminal gangs or extremist groups the likely perpetrators. The government says it plans to hire tens of thousands more police, but in the meantime, unable to guarantee children's safety in the country's northern and western schools, Nigeria's government is instead sending many home.
I think what's happening is criminal negligence on the part of the Nigerian government. The first thing is mega corruption in the defense and security procurement sector.
They're killing record numbers of Christians.
U.S. President Donald Trump has added to the combustibility, blaming Nigeria's government for letting Christians bear the brunt of the violence. Nigerian officials say Muslims and Christians are both suffering.
It is not about religion. It is about what is happening in the larger region, the terrorist activities.
Sometimes ransoms get paid and some children return home. Others are rescued, but hundreds of others have remained missing for years. Chris Brown, CBC News, London.
Lebanon's president is condemning Israel's latest attack on Beirut. On Sunday, the Israeli military launched a targeted airstrike on the southern suburbs of the Lebanese capital, killing 5 people and wounding 28 others. Israel says it's going after the leaders of the Iranian-backed Hezbollah militant group. Tom Perry reports.
Israel says this airstrike yesterday in South Beirut was targeting Haytham Ali Tabatabai. He was a senior Hezbollah commander. We've seen images now from South Beirut today of a funeral for him and for other Hezbollah operatives who were killed in that strike. Now, Hezbollah calls him a great jihadist commander. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calls him a terrorist and a murderer. Now, this was the first strike in South Beirut by Israel in a number of months, but Israel has been fairly regularly striking Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. This despite the fact that there is a ceasefire in place. It's been in place for almost a year now. But Benjamin Netanyahu says that Israel will do everything it needs to make sure that Hezbollah cannot rearm and cannot pose a threat to Israel. And he's calling on the government of Lebanon to make good on a commitment in that ceasefire deal that it should disarm Hezbollah. Now, as this is happening, we've heard that Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir, he's the head of the IDF, Israel's military, summoned about a dozen senior commanders yesterday to inform them that they were being either dismissed or reprimanded for their failures on the attacks of October 7th, 2023, in which 1,200 Israelis were killed, another 250 were taken hostage. The head of the IDF talking about how the IDF failed in its primary duty to protect the people of Israel, that this was a resounding and systemic failure. This comes as Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is under increasing pressure to hold an independent inquiry into what went wrong that day. Netanyahu has offered to hold a government inquiry, essentially a government committee choosing who will be part of this inquiry, what its terms will be. But we did see thousands of people in the streets of Tel Aviv over the weekend, once again demanding, saying that's not enough, that what's needed is an independent inquiry to really get to the bottom of what went wrong on that terrible day. Tom Perry, CBC News, Jerusalem.
The number of dead is climbing amid widespread flooding and landslides in Southeast Asia. In Vietnam alone, at least 91 people have died and 11 others are missing. Several days of heavy rain caused flooding and landslides in 2 provinces in the country's central region. Helicopters have dropped food and aid supplies and assisted in evacuations. Some of the water has receded, but officials are warning that the risk remains high because rain is still falling in some areas. Vietnam is among the world's most flood-prone countries, with nearly half of its population living in high-risk areas.
An Ontario woman is sounding the alarm about the fine print in an agreement that allowed a major travel website to cancel her confirmed reservation and offer her the same booking for thousands of dollars more. As GoPublic's Rosa Marcatelli reports, one expert says the case exposes troubling gaps in traveler protection.
The early bird gets the worm.
When Erica Mann booked a hotel for the 2026 Montreal Grand Prix, she thought her family's accommodations were locked in. Race organizers hadn't confirmed the exact dates, so she played it safe, booking the same 4-bedroom unit for 2 possible weekends in May, both with free cancellation.
I was super excited and jumped right on it.
After the official dates were set, she canceled the extra booking, exactly as Booking.com allows. But weeks later, her confirmed $4,300 reservation, that's the regular rate for that room, was gone. The website told her the hotel she booked reported a rate error, so she could either cancel for a refund or, get this, pay more than $17,000 for the same unit on the same dates. When she refused, Booking.com canceled it anyway. By that time, hotel prices were rising fast.
That was just so outstandingly outrageous that I almost couldn't believe it.
The hotel says that pricing error on Booking.com briefly impacted 2 units on the property. One of them is the one Erica Mann booked. She tried repeatedly to get the website and the hotel to honor that confirmed booking, but neither would, pointing to a Booking.com rule that says if they decide there's a problem with the price, they can cancel.
Highly unfair.
It shows the power imbalance between travelers and booking platforms, says this expert, especially since many booking sites have similar fine print.
Our consumer protection laws are not great.
Booking.com is one of the biggest online travel agencies out there. The company told GoPublic our procedures do allow for cancellations in limited circumstances where a genuine rate mistake has occurred, adding in this case, communication to the customer fell short of our usual standards. After Go Public's questions, the travel site reversed course, saying it will honor Mann's original booking after all and reimburse her for the price difference after her stay. Mann says she's relieved, but getting help shouldn't require contacting the media.
You're basically left holding an empty bag.
Rosa Marcatelli, CBC News, Calgary.
Canada's main stock index finished higher today thanks to strength in technology and basic material stocks, while U.S. markets, they also rose. Here's a look at the numbers as we head to commercial break.
This weather update is brought to you in part by Atlantic Lottery's iGames. Play hundreds of games on the Atlantic Lottery app or at alc.ca.
All right, we had a beautiful image of the sunset over Halifax there earlier.
Looked good.
What's in store with Ryan now.
Dip into the mailbox.
Yeah, lots came in over the weekend, but we're going to go back from the sunset to the sunrise this morning and have a look at this. Of course, it was dumping day, and this one from Sambro Harbor. And yes, quite an event there.
Beautiful. That's early.
Peter said it really has become quite an event down there with the community gathering, as we saw in Brett's story earlier. Lots of families out there. And so, yeah, it was a great morning for it. And thanks to Peter for sharing this. A beautiful shot indeed. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Getting hungry already. As we look at the forecast for tomorrow, it's a west to southwest wind that will be gusting around 40 kilometers per hour for most of the mainland, but gusting up to 50 for Inverness and Victoria counties, with a chance for a flurry there for you folks early on. And the rest of us are looking at a pretty nice day. Some sunshine early, increasing clouds into the afternoon, and then that cloud on the leading edge of that next system, which will move through on Wednesday with clouds and rain and some drizzle intermixed, and those southerly winds, which will gust 40, maybe some 50 kilometer per hour gusts along parts of the coast. And here comes the system. As you can see here, it is moving through looks like the heaviest amounts, once again, just missing us to the south, unfortunately. It would be nice to get all of that. If it's going to come through, might as well come through. There's Thursday with some clouds and some lingering showers. This model here, the European model, the most bullish on maybe a couple of sunny breaks with a bit of a dry punch into the afternoon. So we'll keep you posted on that. Quick look at the rainfall totals through Thursday. Looks like generally near 10 to 20 millimeters for the southern half of the province, and more like 10 to 15 millimeters for the northern half, maybe a little bit less in some spots. We'll see the temps fall through Friday with a chance for showers and flurries, and a pretty chilly weekend indeed.
Tipping right down there for sure.
Sure is.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Well, check out this spectacular new footage from NASA. You're looking at the northern lights swirling above the Earth, captured from the International Space Station.
Now, the astronaut who shot this says she's still never seen the aurora borealis from the ground, but it is a frequent show up in space.
Scientists say the northern lights are appearing more often lately because of what's known as solar maximum. Right now, the sun is at its peak of its activity in an 11-year cycle.
Impressive. That's one way to describe it.
Quite
for
an
sure.
angle.
That's it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.